Hello, this is a tutorial and playthrough of Colors of Paris, a recent release from publisher Super People and first-time designer Nicolas D'Oliveira. My name is Bryce Journey, and I'll be playing this game with my wife Laura.
Hello.
I host the Out of the Dust podcast, and we are doing this video in conjunction with Spielbound Board Game Cafe in Omaha, Nebraska. This was an Essen release from late last year that is just now making it over to the States, and if this game looks like fun to you, Spielbound just got their stock in.
And if you don't live in Omaha, buy it somewhere local.
Alright, this is a art-themed worker placement game. The workers in this game are these little assistant meeples right here. They're working in your workshop, gathering supplies to paint the paintings. These are the painting cards right over here. This is, even though it's an art-themed game, it is themed towards Impressionism, which is definitely what caught my attention about this game. Impressionism is my favorite kind of art. I picked up this game at BGG Con last November.
Oh, just bragging about that, huh?
Yes! But just now getting it to the table. Alright, so this board right here is the worker placement board. And it's divided into three parts. There's a middle section right here, which any number of assistants can go to. Then there's an inner ring right here, which has three actions that will always be available. That's why that's significant. The outer ring actually rotates each round, and there's some spots along the edge here that block off certain actions from one round to the next. So the actions that are being blocked off will change from one round to the next. Otherwise, these little spaces right here along the edge, these are the available worker placement spots. Some of them are divided into two sections so that two guys can go to that spot. Could be the same color, could be different colors, it's all good. But this is the sort of worker placement game where we're going to alternate placing the workers, and once we've placed all of our available workers, then we will activate them one at a time, going back and forth in whichever order you so desire. You're certainly not obligated to activate your workers in the same order you place them. You can activate them in a different order. And to do so, you just lay them down like so. So here are what the different spots do. Let's start with these paint tubes right here. There's three big paint tubes in the primary colors red, yellow, and blue. As you might imagine, when you take that action, you will take a pigment cube, is what these are called. And of the appropriate color, put them on your player board right here. They don't have to go into the same color. They'd fill that up way too quick. This is just thematic, show you how the different colors combine, that sort of thing, just for fun.
In case you don't know your color wheel.
That's right, yep. The number of pigment cubes that you take when you take this action is equal to what your paint tube tool track is currently at. So if you take a look here at the top portion of your player board, this is the paint tube tool, and we start off with 3, so when you take this primary color, you'll be taking 3 of that color pigment and placing them on your board. You can also use this tool to go to the middle, take this white area, and you'll take white cubes in whatever level your paint tube happens to be at. So that's what that icon matches up with those big ones right there. White is important because that can serve as a wild color when you try to complete these painting cards over here. They can replace any of the other colors that are printed, but there's a penalty for doing so. Each of these paintings is worth a certain number of points at the bottom, and for each white cube you use to complete a painting, that's worth -2 points from that number. So you would definitely not want to use all white on some of these lower value guys. You'd actually wind up losing -points, which is a thing. Alright, so to get the secondary colors, orange, green, purple, there's worker placement spots for those as well. You will trade in one of each primary color cube that makes that color, and you will take a number of pigment cubes equal to whatever your palette tool level happens to be. So we start off at level 2. So if I go here, I will trade in 1 red, 1 blue for 2 purple. And I'll put those purple cubes here on my color wheel instead.
That seems like a generous trade.
Yeah, what a deal. Alright, so how do I get a higher level on those tools, you might wonder? We have tool icons to do so, right there. So you go to the appropriate tool worker placement spot, and you'll trade in any 2 cubes. That's why there's 2 cubes pictured underneath each level right here on your player board to move up 1 level on whichever spot you happen to be going to.
But not white.
It can be white.
Oh, it can?
Yep.
Okay.
And that's another use for the white ones. You can totally use the white cubes to level up your tools, making your actions more efficient. Alright, this spot right here, this is where you'll actually get the painting card. So these are not public ones right here. These are the ones on display. When you go to this spot, you will choose whichever one you want and put it in your personal play area. Only you can paint this painting now. These are fun double-sided cards. On the other side, shows you what these colors will combine to make. These are all real paintings as well from the different Impressionist masters. So to actually paint those, to move your cubes from the color wheel onto these cards that you will get, you'll use the painting action right here. And the number of cubes you can move from here onto here is equal to this last tool right here, the paintbrush, whatever level that happens to be at. That's the number of cubes you can move over here at one time. Mm-hmm. And once all 9 spots in the appropriate colors are filled up, you'll actually be placing the cubes on the appropriate spots from your color wheel. Then that painting is done. Flip it over. Game ends. As soon as one player has completed 2 paintings, then the other player will get 1 more turn. So we have an equal number of turns if that person happened to go first. And then we'll count up points. These values minus the white cubes that you had to use. If you used white cubes to paint a painting, leave them on there on the other side so that we can subtract those at the end of the game. And you'll note this little victory point icon, the little gold circle, is also printed here on the tool tracks. Once you reach a certain level, level 6 here, you can either take a 6-point token to add to your score at the end of the game, or you can take another assistant meeple and have more guys to work with each. And you have to choose one or the other.
Sadistic choice.
Yep. Once you get up to the highest level, if you took the 6 before, flip it over, it becomes a 10. Ha-ha! Or if you took the assistant before, you can take the 10 right off. That's the most ideal way to do it, but it's super hard to level all the way up there because it's not a long game, so you're definitely taking a chance if you pass at the 6 points to try to get up to the 10 later. That will be one of the fun strategic choices you get to make. There's another use of the white cubes to get these bonus cards right here. The cost in white cubes is listed on top. These are like bonus actions that you can save for later. So take same card action right here that would give you a painting. Instead, you can take a bonus card, paying the white cubes for it right off the bat, and just save it in your player area until you choose to use it. This one, as you imagine, enables you to take the paint action later. This is a valuable kind of thing because this is going to get blocked off for you now and then, and if you want to paint a painting during a round where it's blocked off, that's how you can do it. So here's a extra mixing action, extra leveling up tool of your choice action. This one you don't have to trade in the cubes for. You just get to do 2 advancements on any one of your choice, or 2 different ones on, or 1 each on 2 different ones. Mm-hmm. Oh, I forgot to mention this spot right here. Trade in 1 of each secondary color for a black cube. There's only 5 of those. At the end of the game, these will never be used in a painting. Instead, they're just worth a straight up 6 points each for each one you have at the end of the game. That's the last thing that will add to your score. Alright, last few worker placement spots here. This is the one you go to take the first player token. You also get a white cube for doing so. This is a copy action, but not a blocked off one. You can only copy a spot where another assistant is at. It could be your own, or it could be the opponent's. Either one is cool. You could totally take the same action twice if you go here. And this is, instead of rotating once at the end of the round, you can choose to not rotate at all, or rotate twice. Give you a little action manipulation for the next round. Oh, and one more thing. We have variable player powers in this game. The actual impressionist artists, they have their own special abilities. There's a bunch of these tiles. I've randomly selected a couple of guys for us to work with. I gave you Pazazan, and what's his special ability?
All right. Each time you perform the Improve a Tool action, you can improve the same tool a second time in the same round by spending a number of pigments equal to the new improvement level to which you are improving it.
So that will definitely be a more expensive advancement, but will allow you to advance faster. And I have Auguste Renoir. Each time you perform the Acquire Blue Pigments action, you can immediately paint one or two blue spaces, which could be on one or two paintings. Give me a little additional action efficiency that way. All right, any questions?
I don't think so.
That's all there is to it. A little Chwazi for first here. Alright, you can start off with the first player marker.
Well, lucky me.